Hello, my name is Genevieve Johnson. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to advance in the selection process for an academic appointment at Royal Roads University. I have enjoyed an academic appointment at Curtin University in Western Australia since 2010, and while I have benefited greatly, and I believe that Curtin University is also very pleased with the contribution I have made, and it's not my pattern to stay somewhere for only 5 years, I felt it was really time to come back to Canada. The distance from my family has been very, very challenging. So I've known for some months that it was my intention to move back to Canada, particularly Alberta. I thought that I will first find a job, find a position, so I have been looking diligently at websites such as University Affairs, zeroing in really on positions in Alberta. I did notice, almost at a cursory level, the position at Royal Roads University. I didn't think much of it. I thought perhaps the island was not a good fit with what I would need. But somewhere in my subconscious mind, I kept thinking about the program and how progressive it really is to be offering a master's in higher education, administration, and leadership. There are a number of universities and programs that are moving in this direction, and the need is quite apparent. A few days passed, and I couldn't kind of stop thinking about the program, and I allowed myself to go back and read the ad very carefully. And it was interesting. So I went onto the Royal Roads University website and looked carefully at the program. And I got even more interested. It looked so good to me. And then I went onto the WestJet website and noted that there were 2 direct flights a day to Edmonton. And then I looked carefully at the weather patterns and the economy and so on in Victoria. And I thought, what have I got to lose? I can throw my hat in the ring, as we say in Alberta. And so I put in an application. And I was delighted, of course, when I was contacted by Lisa that I was being considered. Lisa sent me the Royal Roads University Learning and Teaching Model, which I studied carefully. And it really made me even more interested in the position and in the university. She also mentioned several things in passing, such as there's a need in the program for a quantitative researcher, for a statistician, a measurement theorist, and so on. And of course, that is me, and it is a passion, it is a competence, and that also made me feel that maybe there is a real fit here. Because I think the successful candidate will be a fit. All the candidates are outstanding. It's simply a matter of what Royal Roads needs and what the person brings and how that can fit together. And I saw the fit emerging, or the clarity of the fit emerging. With respect to the position itself, of course, my career aspirations, I must say quite frankly, I find this question difficult to address because I'm not sure I've ever had any career aspirations. I am very focused on being a happy person, at feeling fulfilled, and I've come to understand that I am the most fulfilled when I am challenged, when I'm learning, when I'm contributing, and I've always simply done the next right thing that was in front of me. And that has, in the end, worked out so well for me. And I've had now a number of extremely satisfying, long-term, tenured positions with universities. And I feel that in some regard, then, it's a simple matter of moving forward with next. Of course, when I look at my CV and I think about adding the line under employment history that I've spent 5 or 10 years at Royal Roads University, contributing and growing and developing those programs to meet students' needs and social needs, of course, I feel very, I feel very, I would feel very privileged if that would be the next line on my CV. With respect to the last question that I must address, and that is how I see technology and the movement towards aggressive application of particularly digital technologies in higher education, and how I have responded to that, and also how I would help students in the program respond to that. I've been committed to facilitating human learning for a very long time. It's really all I've ever done, and it's all I ever wanted to do. And in around the late, in 1990s, there were a number of applications of certain types of programmed learning that I was able to be a part of. And they were quite clunky and awkward, but I saw immediately the benefits. And with every passing year, as the technology has improved, I have been so committed. And my commitment is only for one reason. I'm actually not a gadgety type of person. I don't necessarily gravitate towards innovation for the sake of innovation. What I have always seen, and what I believe, and what my research clearly establishes, digital technology used in certain ways facilitates human learning. It's that simple. My dedication is not to technology. My dedication is to students and learning. And because I am absolutely certain that I can be a much, much, much more effective teacher than, excuse me, I'm in my daughter's study and on her Mac, and there's all kinds of things going on, so excuse me, please. So in preparing to answer the question, I think that every person, every country, every institution, every organization is on a continuum somewhere between a very regressive, perhaps traditional way of thinking, and a much more progressive way of thinking. And perhaps my task, or anyone's task, is how do we move people forward in movement, in their movement towards a more aggressive way of, a more progressive way of thinking. It reminds me of human rights in many regards. We look at different countries and we see quite a variety of places in the movement in human rights. And I feel it's very similar with technology, with digital technology and learning. So why do you want to facilitate the adoption of digital technology in your learning environment? There is only one reason. Because it will improve student learning and it will improve student access. And our job is to make that crystal clear. I'm sorry that I've droned on and I've gone over my 7 minutes, but I thought I'm going to do this in one take and I'm not going to edit it. I want to ensure that you find the right piece of the puzzle, because not only is it important that you find the right piece for your jigsaw puzzle that is Royal Roads University, but when you're a piece of the puzzle and you're trying to be forced into a place where you don't fit, that's quite miserable for the puzzle piece as well. Thank you so much for listening to me. And I look forward to our Skype in a few days. Thanks again. Bye-bye.